Welcome back, everybody. This is going to be another different talk video, but one I think is vitally important, particularly probably for all suburbs in Sydney these days. But I'm specifically talking about my suburb today, Artarmon, which is just north, it's the lower north shore, I guess, of Sydney, just south of Chatswood. It's got a population just under 10,000 people. It's a suburb that's cleft in twain, where you have one side is really for high-rise apartment blocks, and the other side, which I'll wander around to a little later on, is a heritage area where this multi-zoning or medium density zoning, I think they call it, is not on the cards there because they've got some beautiful Californian bungalows, and you're not allowed to build these large apartment buildings. Behind me here is what they call the village green. Now, this has recently been done up really nicely, but it's caused a massive problem. We've always had a good selection of shops, restaurants, amenities here in Artarmon, but it took them so long to build this area here that it's really caused a problem. Now we're beginning to see shops that have been here for years, and I've been living here for a little over 15 years now. They've finally bitten the bullet and they've had to close up. And it's a real shame. So really this video is an SOS. It's a Save Our Shops video. So anybody who's local watching this, please come down and support your local stores, restaurants, cafes, and anybody who's coming from other parts of Sydney, or even if you're a tourist and you fancy going somewhere a bit different in Sydney than the normal touristy places that you'd frequent, come to Artarmon. It takes 20 minutes to get here on the train, and there's quite a lot to see and do. I'll show you a few of those now. But before all these places close, we desperately need your custom. I'm going to show you what we've got. So first things first, if you like your Thai food, the Thai on the corner is fantastic. They might have had a change of chef recently. It's been different to how it was for many, many years, but potentially tastier. It was great then, but it's even better now. And next door to the Thais into desserts, they do great coffee, pies, pasties, and cakes. We've obviously got a bottle shop, or a liquor store, or an off licence if you're British. We've got a couple of massage parlours, one of them being right next to it, if you like that sort of thing. But this is where things start to go a bit wrong. This place is for lease. This used to be our only Indian restaurant. It used to be called Maya Indian Restaurant. It was here for donkey's years, but unfortunately, with all the work that they've done on the village green, they couldn't last much longer. We have a new Indian grocery here, but unfortunately they've had some issues with their flooring, but I think they'll be reopening. You've got a place to get your specs. There's another Indian grocery here, and I tell you, if you do like your Indian food, and as you know, I am from British descent, and I certainly do, it's been fantastic. So, but if you like your Indian food, you definitely should come down here. They've got everything you possibly need. Dry cleaners are still here. Baker's Delight. Who doesn't like a Baker's Delight? During COVID, the lady who owned this place, I spoke to her. She was working all on her own. She was working from 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, all the way through to 8 o'clock in the evening. Man, those people can work. And this is brilliant. We've got a record store, Rocky Road Records. You can finally buy vinyl. In fact, let's go and have a look. I don't know if these guys will talk to me either, but I'd love to have a chat. They are open. Pretty good. Interesting. Hey, how are you? I'm doing a video about Artarmon, trying to drum up some more custom for all the shops down here because they're all beginning to close, aren't they?
I wouldn't say they're all saying close.
7-Eleven's going.
Is it?
Yeah, which is a shame.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm speaking to the guys on the Latin store. They're finding it tough. I know they've been finding it tough for some time in COVID. How are things going with you?
Yeah, good.
Do you mind being on camera or not?
I prefer not to be on.
Okay, all right, no problem. Thought he didn't want to be on video, don't blame him. But man, come down there. There's, he's got a good selection of vinyl from $6 upwards. Can't say further than that. Right, where next? I don't know if anybody else wants to talk to me. This is a good one. If you like your chicken chops, Chuck's is great. Recommend the Southern Tenders. Really, really good. They generally get very busy around about school chuck out time. They do their cheap chips for students. This is one of my favourite places, the Artarmon Fruity Latin Market. What's great about this, if anybody likes to make Mexican, South American food, they've got everything. I'm not going to put you on camera. I'm just going to show you the stuff. But my man here is from Peru. Doesn't really want to be on camera. But you've got a lot of Latin American flavours, and when they get their chorizos in, which unfortunately they're not in at the moment, they're there to die for. So come down here and get your Latin food. Most people are camera shy, so anyway, we'll carry on. Zucchero Cafe and Bar. Luckily this is busy enough. Just keeping going. Great little sushi store. Unfortunately, this one is for lease. Can't remember what it was beforehand. But it has been for lease for quite some time. We have your TSG tobacco stores. Nick Logan, who's a famous person in these parts for pharmacy. He's got a little bit of competition from Chemist Warehouse just down the road. But when they don't have something, these guys do. And then up here, before we finish off the rest of the Hamden Road, which is the main road, we've got a brilliant little Taiwanese eatery. Mostly takeaway because it's a very small place. But man, it's really tasty stuff. Just going to check that everything is cool with them still. They tend to be open for dinner. And the Taipei Chef, it's a great place. So good for takeaways. You've got various gyms. The Wanaka Yakiniku restaurant, they do great bento boxes, as does the next store along, Haru. Really good bento boxes. Tempura, sushi rolls, even Korean food. Definitely worth a try, people. Now this is a sign of the times. 7-Eleven. It's been here forever. It's closing down at the end of this month, I believe. As you can see, if we look in the windows, even its shelves are beginning to empty. It's a real shame. This is a beautiful day. How can you complain about a winter's day when it's sunny and not a cloud in the sky? It's a reasonably warm 17 degrees, but it's gorgeous. Another institution, Subway, is doing quite well. Unfortunately, these places here have been closed for a little while. There was a rather suspicious fire. It was in a burger bar. Apparently it wasn't done for insurance purposes, but that also affected this store, which was a cafe run by some really lovely people, but that's not been reopened since. Chemist warehouse, everything you really need. There's a little man further down here that still makes keys. Another burger and chicken store. I don't go in this one too much, but it's certainly okay. I don't know how well these guys are doing, but if you need your pet groomed or washed, come to Doggy Town. One of the best barbers in the area as well. In fact, I've just had my haircut by them today. The barber shop on Hamden Road. Brilliant little newsagents that used to be located a bit further up the road. Now it's just moved down here about 3-4 years ago. Really nice people in there. And then you've got La Nam, which is a Vietnamese bakery. I would wager it makes the best baguettes in Sydney. So come and grab your bread. It is fantastic. Really nice. Little. Hello, how are you?
Fantastic, as always.
How was your lunch? It's great, isn't it?
Great coffee, great service.
Excellent. Centro recently opened, but really some good deals in there. You'd think it would be ridiculously expensive, but it isn't. Even my son goes in there and buys things, and he's a tight bastard. We did have a post office, but unfortunately the post office closed recently. 12th of March. Oh, desperate times. As we get to the end of the shops in Artarmon, there's an interesting one, Pizza Luna. It is a fantastic pizza. Now, as I say, I've been here for 15 years. And I used to live literally just across the other side of the train tracks. And I always thought it was a front for some sort of dodgy business because I never thought it was open. But after a few years, because pizza's not one of my favourite meals, but after a few years, I tried it. And man, they do a good pizza. It's really inspired by a proper Italian recipes. So again, they do deliveries, they've got their own app. Check it out. So, it's a shame to see that all of these wonderful little businesses are really doing it tough. From what I understand, talking to the guys there, they were a lot busier before the work was started, and it took so long for them to complete it. Even though it looks good, people have just decided to stay away, or they're shopping elsewhere, and it's a real shame because little suburbs like this really need their local services. And I'd much rather walk down to find my bread, beer, pizza, chicken, than jump in a car, burn fuel, waste time and money. So we really need to save these people. One of the reasons why Artarmon is also quite popular with Chinese, Indian families is that it has the best public school. Now, public school here in Australia means it's a state school, and public school generally means the primary school. So it has the best state-run primary school in the country. It has very, very high marks in terms of maths and music and these things. Now, we didn't send our kids to Artarmon, mainly because they're not probably these studious types. And we have heard that they sometimes send letters home to parents to consider moving their children to another school if they don't quite meet the grade. How are you?
They avoided that one, they have avoided this one.
Oh, right, yeah.
Left the shovel in there and all.
They left the shovel.
Yeah, if you want a shovel.
No, maybe they might come back for it.
Yeah. Just noticed it, actually. It's good, all the beautification they've done.
It would be nice once they finished it, yeah.
All grows properly.
So as I say, the Artarmon Public School has a very, very good reputation for high marks. So that's why I mentioned Chinese families and Indian families, because let's face it, they're the ones that tend to do very much better at school than us Euro types. We're pretty useless, particularly boys. But it is a great public school. I'm not going to go there and film because they might think it's a bit dodgy. An old man like me taking videos of children, which I don't want to do, even though I've got 4 of my own. But what I will do is show you the backdrop of their green space that they can use, which is a space for everybody to use here in Artarmon. It's a place called Thompson Park. They've recently changed it to a synthetic pitch, so it's particularly used for football. And when I say football, some of you might think soccer, but it's football. It's the only game you play with your foot. But it's fantastic little park. And we're just coming up onto it now. So I'm not going to show too much because the kids are there, but it's a great space. It's a really nice little pitch. You've got some areas there, the picnic areas, and that's the side of the school going there. I'll tell you a little bit of history about Artarmon. So Artarmon was named after a castle in Ireland called Artarmon Castle. So William Gore was an Irish guy who was granted 150 acres in this area, and he named the suburb Artarmon after that castle. He came here in 1810. A couple of areas it was famous for building bricks. So the brickworks was just a little bit, I think, towards that way. Can't really remember. But also it was famous for the advent of the Australian TV and film industry. It's what they called the Artarmon Triangle. So there were 3, there were only 2 now, but there were 3 TV masks that were built in the 50s and 60s. 233 metres tall, about 100 metres shorter than the Eiffel Tower, but they are Artarmon's Eiffel Tower. There's one still remains in Artarmon, and the second remains at Gore Hill, also named after William Gore. Now, before the Europeans settled here in Australia, this area was home to the Camaragal tribe of the Eora Nation. Fortunately, not so many Aboriginal people living around this area anymore, unfortunately. How many times can I say unfortunately in one sentence? Unfortunately, probably 3. But at least we have our own Eiffel Tower, which I shall show you right behind me. If you look up, there it is, to the tune of 233 metres tall. And there'll be a corresponding one a little bit down the road on Pacific Highway towards Gore Hill. And there used to be another one in Willoughby, where Channel 9 used to be based, Channel 9 being an Australian television channel. But unfortunately, Channel 9 then closed their doors, and that whole area, their site, which is quite a large site, has been transformed into multiple apartment buildings, all worth, you guessed it, way over $1.5 million, $2 million. So not so easy for young people or anybody on a normal income to be able to get one of those either. But as you go underneath the tracks, you get to another little area, and this is a lovely little enclave. It's my favourite cafe, plus another Thai, and there's a couple of Japanese places, plus some Japanese supermarkets. This is a really nice little spot. Great to come at the weekend for a breakfast or a coffee. At least this place is quite busy still. So as I say, we've got a Thai, we've got another Japanese sushi store, my favourite cafe, the Wilkes, does a fantastic breakfast. come down and try that. Right next door is another one called Salvage. A little noodle bar here is really well priced, you can see. So there's lots to see and do. Great coffee, as pretty much is throughout most of Australia, but particularly the cities. Great coffee. We've got Japanese grocery store behind me there, which has actually at the weekend there's a line of people trying to get in there. I don't know if that's because they do a special or not. Across the other side, there used to be another Japanese store, but that seems to have closed and become a coffee shop. And in this area here, behind me, if I turn around, if I cross the road there, that's where we get into the heritage area of Artarmon, where the median house price here, because of that area, is for a house $3.3 million. And up the other way behind me, where the apartments are, the median unit price is $1.175 million. So, going back to my earlier video, I don't know how young people who come from a normal background can afford it. You really need help from your parents in this place. But it's a fantastic spot, people. Come and check it out. If you live anywhere in Sydney and you can get to Artarmon, come and have a bite to eat, go and frequent some shops, go and get your Indian groceries, go and get your Latin groceries. If you want to make a proper burrito, you need to go there. So the Latin Fruity Market is one of my favourite places. Really lovely people. As I say, they come from Peru. But without people coming to frequent these places, they're not going to survive. And I don't want Artarmon to look like a boarded up place like you'd find in, I don't know, parts of England. It's a shame, so we need to do something about it, and we need to do something about it now. See how cool is this? You've got a place to not only park your bikes, but also you've got a bike repair station. This is so cool. Presumably you can pump things up, you've got a little spanner down there and all the little tools that you might need. I've not seen that anywhere before, but it's fantastic. So it's just a quick short video, because I really want to get this out quickly. I'm in the middle of editing another one at the moment, which should be out in the next couple of days. But really this one's quite important. We really need to save Artarmon, save our shops, SOS. So if you like this video, and you'd like to see a bit more of things like this, comment down below, subscribe if you can, always helps, and thanks for watching.